Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. LoRosa here as well. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
The founder and CEO of AfroFuture, Abdullah. Welcome, brother.
Pleasure to be here with y'all.
How you feeling?
I feel real good and thankful to God.
Man, tell people what AfroFuture is first.
Yeah, AfroFuture is a cultural immersion platform that we created in Ghana to celebrate African culture and also to just break it down to people in a way that's direct. We celebrate food, fashion, art, and obviously music as well. In my opinion and our team opinion, we feel like equal parts of all of this gives you a clear understanding of what it's like to visit the continent. And that's what we've been doing for the past 8 years, inviting people back to Ghana. And for the first time ever, we're showing up in Detroit. So we're looking forward to it.
Oh, wow.
I was at the last Afrochella.
Yes, you was.
Yeah.
You was at the last one.
Yep, and that's when y'all announced it was going to be AfroFuture the next year.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It was an opportunity for us to really kind of grow beyond what we've been. I mean, right now we know that 1 in 10 people by 2050 is going to be African. Africa is the youngest continent. There's just a lot of opportunity. And there's been so much misinformation about Africa for so long. I grew up here. I'm like, at my house, I'm the American kid, but when I went out to school, I was the African kid. So the best way I could do is just kind of bring the worlds together, and that's what we've been trying to do with this festival.
Why did y'all change the name from Afrochella to AfroFuture?
I mean, I think that obviously there was a lot of there was a lot of issues that we had.
They sued you, like they sue everybody who uses
They
cello.
did sue me, but I mean, beyond that, it was just an opportunity for us to like kind of grow beyond where we were. This gives us an opportunity to let people know that there's a lot happening on the continent, and you should be a part of that, right? As far as creativity, entertainment, as far as business, there's so much happening on the continent that everyone should be a part of, and AfroFuture kind of speaks to that journey.
Well, people don't come for the name; they come for the event.
That's exactly
That's
what
right.
it is, and the experience that we've been creating, we've done that without any corporate partners. So that's just like a team of people who was really invested in seeing the entertainment business on the continent grow, for us to create opportunities for people on the ground, to change the economy in our own country, but also just to kind of showcase some of these talents, right? When we started in 2017, they weren't playing any Afrobeats music on the radio. 10 years later, you can't go to a party, you can't go to a spot in New York without it. And, for us, one of the best accomplishments is like a lot of people were able to visit the continent because of our experience. They started in Ghana, but they've grown since to South Africa, to Nigeria, and Ghana was just that entryway.
That's crazy to hit. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Why Detroit for the first stop in the U.S.? Why not New York?
I mean, New York, I feel like I'm from New York. Everyone that needs to know about what we're doing on the continent is aware. This is like a cultural melting pot. We have a restaurant here. People know what's going on in this side of the city. But one of the things that we've learned is that there's an opportunity, Detroit being one of the most creative places, also one of the blackest cities in America.
It is.
And we could build that bridge between Detroit and the continent. Like, there's no saying where things can go, and that's the opportunity there. And then also, we have an amazing partner in Bedrock that's promoting opportunities in business in the city. So we're looking at it as an opportunity to kind of grow our audience and not just kind of speak to the same people.
That's crazy to think that y'all don't have no sponsorships.
No, we have sponsorships.
They said they
so when I was
started
there
off
a few
without.
years ago, did y'all have
When you were there a few years, we had some sponsorships.
Okay.
What we don't have is a corporate sponsor. So we never had like a Live Nation or any of those brands behind us. We literally built this from the mud. And as far as sponsorships, we've had some of the first ever. So when Meta wanted to first come to the continent, they showed up to our festival. We were able to work with them. When YouTube wanted to announce shorts, we were able to like build the playground in our field. Audio Mac, we brought the CEO of Audio Mac to Ghana. We ran this program called the Rising Star Program. And now Audio Mac is now the number one downloaded app in West Africa. So we were able to be that conduit for a lot of brands that want to come to the continent, and we've been doing business like that since.
But those aren't considered corporate sponsors, even though they're
They are corporate sponsors, but you can't build an event with corporate sponsors because you're probably not going to get the money till after the event is over.
Got you.
But like if you have like a festival partner, we're still an independent festival in that we eat what we kill, basically.
So you started off with 4,000 attendees. Did you expect it to be this big as a concert series, or was it one of those things where it was more like a smaller?
Well, I just wanted a place for us to connect. There were so many people in the diaspora that were doing amazing things, whether it was in London or it was in America, but we just could never connect. We just came to Dirty December and we just partied and went away. So with the festival, it gives us an opportunity to really kind of showcase what the amazing people on the continent are doing, but also like how we can help and how we can add the sauce to it as well. But I did think we were going to be big. I didn't think we were going to be big as fast. So we started in 2017. Year 1, we did 4,000 people. Year 2, we did 12,000. And then year 3 was a year of return. So it kind of forced us to scale faster than we were ready to.
And then I think the rise of Afrobeats, because the year I was there, y'all had Burna Boy headline.
Yeah, that was 2 years in the making. Yeah, we've had all of them perform for us. So we've had Wizkid, we've had Davido, we've had Asake, we've even had Rema for like one of our side events that we did. We did a fashion out experience with IG, Instagram, and we had Rema there performing. So we've pretty much been the launching pad for a lot of people. Uncle Waffle's probably one of the biggest DJs right now. We were one of the first people to fly out of the Southern Africa to Ghana, put on the billboard. She performed at our show. We've done that for a lot of artists. I mean, a lot of the Amapiano artists, through the pandemic, we broke in Ghana.
4,000 is still a lot for the first festival ever. So that's amazing to go from 4,000 to 41,000 is, 4,000 to 41,000 is amazing, but for the first time, 4,000 is still a lot.
Yeah, we actually shut it down.
Yeah, the first year.
Yeah, we were afraid that it was like people were not going to be able to have as much fun, or we weren't going to be able to control it. So we wanted to be able to still make sure people had a good time. So we actually shut it down when it got to a certain limit. We wanted to make sure we had that good premium experience. But
did you have any problems that
No,
first year?
That first year was just it was a learning experience. It was an accomplishment. I remember being very happy that we was able to kind of see our vision through. But we didn't really have that many experience issues that first year at all.
I was going to ask, what's the hardest thing you faced doing these shows? Was it sponsorships? Is it people? Is it employees?
I think there's a combination of all of that. Our first time was just really just kind of understanding the business. We had no idea how to throw a festival. We knew how to do parties, but we didn't know how to do festivals. The second year was just more about scale, right? Just understanding like logistics and how to deal with people moving from like what was a polo field to a stadium. The third year was just kind of scaling, right? Our company wasn't just ready to kind of get all of those people coming in for the year of return. But also Ghana's tourism wasn't quite ready for the amount of people that came into that year of return. So yeah, there's a combination of money. There's a combination of just kind of learning, opportunity, capacity building in the space. Equipment is one of the things that we don't necessarily have much of in the continent, so the expense is high. And now we're dealing with cost of talent, right? So like all of those things are different. At different points, there was a different hard thing. So
I don't even like going outside, but I remember when I first went to Ghana, everybody was like, yo, Ghana's nightlife is incredible. And I remember thinking, Ghana's nightlife? Man, me and my wife and our team was outside every night.
Yeah, very important. Like people on the continent know how to have a good time, and in December everybody's off. Right, it's like a vacation for everybody. So the reality is you can go out every night.
The restaurants, the clubs. We was in Silver Fox.
Yeah, you can have a vibe from morning to morning. Like, you know what I mean? And people do it, and I love that for people. And depending on the type of experience you want to have, you can have that party track, you can have the tourist track, you can have the restaurant track. It's really your choice.
Now, I will say, the only thing I will say about Ghana is the service.
Yeah, 100%.
Restaurants, you will wait for a long time.
But that's an opportunity. I mean, we see it as an opportunity because you got to think about it, capacity building, right? Ghana is very young to tourism, whereas like a lot of Caribbean countries have been getting tourists for hundreds of years. Ghana's only been free since 1957. So, and then the tourism sector really just started, I would say, a boom after the year of return. So we're still learning how to do that. So there's an opportunity. So if people want to start a service-based business, I mean, I'm inviting you to Ghana to do that. You know what I mean?
I was saying to myself, I want to go to Ghana outside of December, which I'm going to do. But
absolutely,
because I want, like, how was it throughout the rest of the year?
You know, you can have what you see in December is not foreign to people. People do this weekly in Ghana if they want to. Like, you know, what we see in December. I know a lot of people is a surprise to them, but some people do this weekly if they want to. But like, you can have a great time in during Easter. You can have a great time in the summertime. It's just not as packed with foreigners, right? But the experience is still the same. You can still have fun at the restaurants. The clubs are still packed. People are still having a good time. And, you know, we just had a change in government this year in Ghana as well. So, like, you know, the economy is coming back to where it's supposed to be. And I think people are getting there's more consumer confidence.
How do people reach out to you? Because we had the CEO and chairman of
Ritual
Essence
Dennis
Festival.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would be dope to do like a Friday night AfroFuture at Essence.
You really want to piss people off now.
No, I mean, like,
They was already upset.
I don't understand the conversation, but people are mad about the whole Africans. It's a whole Africans versus Black American argument, and Black Americans have been complaining that African culture is different than Black culture, and they felt like Essence was trying to force it on people.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the core of it is all about misunderstanding, and we just really are not speaking to each other. We're speaking past each other. And the reason why our festival exists is really to just kind of demystify it and really make you understand. If you're African American and you've been to the continent, you know that people love you, right? Because this is all they consume, your content, the music, the art, everything. And then I'm also a child that's was born here in America, so part of my life is an African-American lifestyle. I went to high school here. I went to college here. So I think really it's just kind of making sure we understand and respect each other at its core. On the continent, if you grow up there, all you see is Black people. Versus where you grew up here in America, you go to college, you go to work. There's these microaggressions and things that you have to face. It's a very different understanding for everyone, right? So think about hierarchy of needs. On the continent, the need is just we need to eat. So it doesn't matter if I'm dealing with a little bit of racism, because at the end of the day, I got to eat. Right. Whereas here, I need to survive. I need to live. So that racism, that's oppressive. That takes away from my joy. You know what I mean? And I think that just really respecting everyone's perspective on their need at that point is really what I think needs to happen. But I also think that we just need to learn about each other a little bit more, and we can find those synergies.
Well, speaking of eating, Jalof Rice or jambalaya?
So we actually did that event. My boys and I did that event, right?
So they should be mad at you first.
No, I don't think that they should be mad at us. I think that it's really just understanding why we did it, right? So jambalaya is a version of what jollof would be, or a rendition of it. So I don't know if anybody here has seen High on the Hog, but talking about food origins, really we were just trying to connect people. Our goal is not to make it a competition, and we didn't compete against the rice. It was really just kind of let you know, if you're African, this is an opportunity for you to learn about jambalaya. If you're American, this is your opportunity to taste some jollof rice. And that was just a way of us trying to connect the culture and connect people through basketball, a sport that people love, and then also through food, and just kind of build that connection. I think we could have did a better storytelling opportunity of just kind of the connectivity between jambalaya and jollof, and I think that's great feedback. But I don't think of it as a way for us to erase anybody's culture or Africanize anybody's culture. Our goal is to be respectful. We should be respectful, and I think that's the goal that I'm learning.
Absolutely. If you show up and you hungry, I want both. I don't give a damn about where to come from. I want 100%, both.
100%.
Yeah, my guy, Chef BJ, Benjamin Dennis, he was on High on the Hog. And he's from Charleston, South Carolina.
Exactly.
So if you're from Charleston, South Carolina, where I'm from, I'm 97% West African. So it's like a lot of the things that we eat and stuff are rooted in West African culture.
Yeah, that's some of the things that we want to do. We want to tell more stories about food and the origins, because if you look at a lot of food that people are eating here in America, across the Caribbean, and across the continent, there's so many similarities, but there's rarely any places that you can go and find that. If you were born here in America, like for instance, I know about Jay-Z's history from the beginning to the end, and I follow all of his albums, and I know the next story is going to come on the next one. We don't necessarily have that about our Afrobeats artists. I think there's an opportunity there for us to tell those stories. And that happens for all categories. The same thing in art, same thing in fashion, same thing in food. We need to tell those stories. And that's why our platform exists, to be able to tell those stories and buy into that. Like, we all loved Black Panther when it came out, although it's not real. We all loved Woman King when it came out. But we need more shows and more movies like that, because if somebody is sitting here in America and all they've been taught is that Africa is full of poverty, and as an African, I know a lot of young Africans that didn't want to associate with that either. So it kind of makes sense. But now if we can tell you, with the internet penetrating at 40 to 50% in Africa right now, Africans are able to tell you in real life who they are and what they do and the type of lifestyles that they live, and vice versa.
Man, I've made it my business to take my family to somewhere on the continent at least once a year.
Yeah.
So I've been to Johannesburg, I've been to Zanzibar and Tanzania, I've been to Ghana, I'm going to Cape Town this year.
Amazing.
When you see these places, you like, wow.
Yeah,
they lied. I say it all the time, they lied to us about
the
Africa.
opportunity. Yeah, and just beyond that, like I was on Kamala's, the group that went to the continent when she went to Africa. And for me, it's very important for everybody to, if the whole world is fighting for a piece of Africa. Why aren't you looking at that as an opportunity for yourself? And our festival is a way to introduce it, right? You know, something that you're familiar with. Come to the continent, experience the food, experience art, experience fashion, experience the music in real time with the people on the ground, smell and feel the place. And then, you know, use that as an opportunity the next time you come to see how you can help, how you can work with somebody to make something really dope happen. That's our goal.
You said that tourism is new for you guys. So when people experience all of that, what is the one thing at the end of the day that you feel like people still miss that you're like, man, I wish y'all would have gotten this though?
I mean, one of the things that I mentioned earlier is that, you know, we're a small business still. Although we've gotten all of this press and these bylines and a lot of people from America have come to our festival, about 40%, there are still growing pains that we're going through to build infrastructure. We need to build infrastructure around touring. You see most African artists, they're not touring around the continent. The cost is too high. We need to build infrastructure just around education. You know, Year of Return taught me that we booked Ari Lennox and she came to Ghana and she was so happy about her experience, but she received comments that didn't really make her happy. And that's because there's so much learning that we have to do and unlearning that we have to do as well. So it's just kind of those kind of things that we need to be better. We have to be better at service, like you mentioned. I think that all of those things have changed. So if you've been to Ghana in 2019, if you go today, those things have drastically improved. You probably won't recognize it from the last time you went. And those are the learnings that are happening on the continent. And I think in the next couple of years, you're going to see a lot more happening. The continent's just getting younger and people are getting wiser and the internet's penetrating at a very high clip.
You know, Bill Gates said that he wanted to give 99% of his $200 billion fortune to healthcare and education in Africa. Where would you tell him specifically he needs to put that money?
I mean, I would say, like, you know, healthcare is a great opportunity. You know, research is one of the major platforms that we do right here in America. I think there's an opportunity on the continent for us to kind of invest in research. I would say agriculture is a very big component. A lot of people outside of South Africa are really importing their food, so it makes the cost of food higher. If we can invest in that infrastructure of agriculture and agri-tech, I think there's an opportunity. Entertainment has been one consistent way that people are making money on the continent right now. A lot of the skit makers, a lot of the artists, a lot of the content creators. You know, we all saw the rise of Elsa Majimbo. We all see the rise of Kabi Lame. I think there's opportunity there. You know, this year, for the past 2 years, our business culture management group has been running entertainment for the Basketball Africa League. And we do halftime shows. We do all of their influencer management and booking their DJs and things of that nature. There's an opportunity for entertainment on a grand scale. In 2028, we hear F1 is coming to the continent. Like, there's so much happening that I just think people need to tap in. So, you know, I encourage people to get in groups. You know, let's buy property. Let's build infrastructure. Let's start a cotton farm. Let's start a manufacturing company. There's so many things you can do on the continent to create jobs, but also to give back and to be self-sustaining.
I definitely invest in some property out there. I want to invest in some more. I feel like the Basketball African League is dropping the ball with the merchandise, though. I mean, I feel like I would want to wear a Ghana jersey, South Africa jersey. You know what I mean?
They're getting there. I mean, I would say that this is a growing league. There's just opportunity for them to be able to do more. They've only been around. This is the 5th season that we just came out of, so I think that they're going to do a lot more. You're going to see a lot more dope merch, dope games. If you come to the games, like, you know, it's you won't miss anything from the NBA because we have all of the entertainment pieces in that experience. So the continent is growing and people can be a part of this growth. So think about, you know, if you had an opportunity to be a part of the Harlem Renaissance, what would that mean for you today? And that Renaissance is happening right now on the continent. You know, our art is selling at a high clip. The artists are selling out stadiums. You know, the fashion, you know, everyone on the Met Gala was wearing an African for the most part. Oswald Blotting and all of these people. I think it's time for more Black people to get involved and be a part of this growth.
How do you think what Donald Trump is doing with, like, the visas, how that will affect tourism and people just being able to come in and out, and even you for what you do with your festival?
I mean, we tend not to do well when he's in office, but I would say that, you know, one of the things that I would say is that he's been helpful in people just kind of discovering themselves and who they are and what they can do. And I would say for the continent, I do see that as a value. For that pride to be reinstilled in it. You see governments speaking back, you see people pushing back and really wanting to build their own. And I don't love the divisiveness that comes with it, but I do love the opportunity that people are seeing and just kind of looking into themselves and the opportunity there. It is definitely affecting us as far as tourism. People are not able to fly as easily. People are afraid and things of that nature. But, you know, the goal is for us to continue to send those positive messages that continue to build our community. And the hope is that people find that comfort within the community that we're building.
That's why what happened with Ari Lennox was so sad, because I felt like it was like a moment of self-discovery for her, and people thought she was like, I don't know if they thought she was trolling or what, but it was like they bashed her for feeling like I belong.
Yeah, but that's internet, right? People will say that's internet culture. I don't necessarily know that that's the experience that everyone that was in there in real time felt. But I do see that there's an opportunity for us to do a lot of learning and unlearning. And what I meant by saying that everyone on the continent grows up seeing all black people. They don't see themselves as an other. Whereas here, I grew up here. I went to school here. I worked here. I can understand what you mean when you feel like an other, right? And so to somebody who is like starving, or they're getting maybe less than $1,000 a month for their salary, for them to take care of their families, they see you as a wealthy person. They don't see that you have a lot of troubles. And that's still a level of ignorance that we need to overcome, right? So that's all about learning, all about having empathy, all about just really just kind of unlearning a lot of things that have been taught to us that keeps us divided.
If you black and you've been to any place in Africa for the most part, especially Ghana, you know exactly what Ari Lennox meant.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my daughters were probably 3 and 5. They were young, 7 and 5, and we went 7 and 4, something like that. They noticed it.
Yeah,
like, they were like,
what were they saying?
It was like, where the white people at? Like,
Yeah.
like, literally,
Right.
like it was like, damn, there's so many black. Like they it's on the billboard, it's on the TV.
You see everywhere.
Like,
you see
everywhere.
well. You see, yeah. And I think that's the beauty. For me, for the first 4 years, I didn't really get a chance to see the festival. So the only way I could live it is through how people told me it made them feel, and how I saw their life had changed when they came back to the U.S. So it was beautiful to see people who had no ties to the continent, had no family there, come back and feel home, feel welcomed, feel comfortable. I saw people walk in the street. I see people in restaurants, just literally having a whole good time, safe and sound, and wanting to go back. You know, we started with 4,000, but like we've had that. People have always come back with 2 or 3 more people. So that's how we were able to grow from 4,000 to 41,000 over those years.
I think what y'all doing is amazing,
Absolutely.
man.
Thank you
I
so
really
much.
do.
And when is the show in Detroit?
Detroit is August 16th and 17th. We have a lot of cool things planned in Detroit.
So you put hip hop on there a little bit.
Yeah. We
got
gotta
some
have
Detroit
we gotta have we gotta have a little bit of culture all over there, right? So there's a little hip hop, there's a little dance music, there's a little Amapiano, and then Afrobeats. Our goal is to really introduce Afrobeats to people who have not really had an immersive experience, and also just to kind of give people some things that they're familiar with. But for us, our approach is really community. So we're partnering with groups like Black Tech Saturdays. With Venture 313, we're doing a pitch competition to give back to the community. We're talking to some of the business leaders, and bringing them into our community. We're running like a bar business crawl just to kind of make sure when people come to Detroit, they know what businesses to support and how to support them. So we're doing a lot of things. We partner with Pencil Lewis College, one of the ones I'm very excited about. Pencil Lewis College is a historical black college in Detroit that is focused on design. So they do design of footwear and apparel and also furniture. And we collab with them to design merch for the festival and giving students an opportunity to make some money. So really excited about that.
That's dope.
And y'all got you got merch there?
I got
came in with box
some merches on the jersey.
And you got Davido and Asake
Yes,
headlining.
I got Davido, Ashake headlining. We have
Charlamagne
Kitchenada.
chopped his name
I
on
know.
We
there.
have,
Yeah, we got Lyd Miller.
I listen to a lot of
David,
Asake.
oh.
Yes, I get that with you.
Lyd
said
Miller.
Gorilla?
Lyd Miller.
Oh, Lyd Miller. Oh, okay.
Lyd Miller from Brazil.
Thank you
So
very
there's
much.
a little bit of there's a little bit of vibes for everyone.
Dope.
You designed these for the Bronx.
Yes, for
They
the
should have been
Bronx.
running shoes.
Yeah, so the Bronx
These are fire.
we call the Bronx Little Accra.
Jerseys.
Yeah, we call the Bronx Little Accra, and you can see a large Ghanaian population in the Bronx, My family is from there. We own a restaurant there called Accra Restaurant. Been here for 38 years.
Okay.
And, you know, the shoe is really just kind of an ode to that culture, talking about the color patterns, the embroidery. We wanted to have something where you can dress up and dress down at the same time. Mm-hmm. There's some Adinkra symbols on there that just kind of speaks to community. And, you know, one of the things that we like to say about the shoe is just kind of we're separated by thousands of miles, but united by culture. And although, you know, there's all this divisiveness, we know that when you see somebody doing something, you know that's culture. You can give it the head nod. And pretty much that's what we're trying to do with the shoe.
What size is this? That's a 12?
That's a 12. That's
UK.
Loren,
no,
you
that's
got my
yours.
shoe.
It's a regular 12.
It's a 12?
It says 10. And
what size is yours?
Sneakers?
No!
Okay.
That's why I ask questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I need a knot.
That's because he always wearing slides, wearing water shoes.
Yes, please go to Detroit.afrofuture.com. You'll find all the information you need. We got hotels up there. We got a discount with Delta up there for you. Nice. And, you know, we got the hotels that people can come out and have a great time. And definitely look to your flights for Ghana in December. We're going to have a very dirty one.
So is Detroit going to be the city? Whole city every year?
Right now, yes. We're doing Detroit. We have a great partnership there. We love the community there. They're very, you know, their creativity and their welcoming attitude reminds me of what we were building when we started in Ghana. So we're very excited about that. But we do have smaller other activations around the U.S. that we're looking to bring out.
Houston would be another big one.
I want to do it in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, invite us. We'd definitely love to do a dinner out there. Love to do some experiences out there. We're working with artists, people who, you know, painters. We're working with fashion designers. We have some cool ones. This is a young designer called Ijabing. We just brought him to Senegal.
That is really nice.
So we wanna continue to, you know, celebrate, you know, the culture and bring people together.
That's where all my ancestry is: Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Guinea-Bissau. That whole Mali region.
Yeah, that's a beautiful. Senegal is very beautiful. Like the beach is a beach town. I encourage everyone to just visit. Like, just go and experience it, and I'm sure that you will love it, and you'll see the vibe that we're talking about.
All right, well, there you have it. The founding CEO of AfroFuture, Abdullah. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.